Again, and welcome to your MyLabsPlus training video. You should have already watched the Canvas training video and recognized this as the home page from Canvas. And you should also realize that anytime you want to do anything basically in Canvas, you need to go over here to Modules. And the very first thing you see in Modules is the link to your homework site, the MyLabsPlus. Don't know why, but it takes a couple of clicks to get there. So you click it, and then it'll ask you again to load it. And then it will take you directly into your MyLabsPlus page. Now, yours is going to look a little different after it loads up. Now this is what yours will look like. Okay, the only difference will be you'll see a list of assignments right here. About 3 probably is all that will fit here. It only says right now there's no upcoming assignments because the dates haven't started yet. I'm recording this before the semester begins, so you can have it as soon as the semester begins. So I'll do a couple of little clicks here that won't involve you, just to get us to what we need to see. But it'll come up with your page that looks like this. You've got a calendar over here that'll have, notice, some dates when it tells you when things are available, and then, you know, some due dates. So there's another place you can keep up with your due dates. Notice that Sunday 1.2 is due. Okay, you can also just go over to assignments and your whole list will come up. Now, it'll just come up, again, since I'm in a student view, it didn't come up. So you'll have a list of assignments, okay? They'll all be available to you to work through in whatever timely fashion that you want to. So you could work the whole first 2 or 3 chapters today if you want. You could work the whole course today if you want. But recall that there are some dates that the assignments have to be completed by to prevent you from getting a penalty. And after you test on the topics, then they won't be available at all. Okay, but here is your list of assignments. Let's just click on one, and all you'll do, it'll be a link and you'll click on it. Again, because it's kind of pre-semester, I've got to do a couple of things to make it come up that you won't have to do. But you'll just click on the assignment that you want to work on, right? And hopefully you'll do them in an orderly fashion. And it'll bring up your questions. Notice you can see that this assignment has 27 questions on it, and you can just work through them, you know, one after the other. But what I want you to know is how the MyLabsPlus works. Notice here you have a question help. Let's say you open this assignment and you read that question and you're like, what? I don't know how to even begin. Over here, under question help, you can bring up this menu with various kinds of help for you. And sometimes it'll vary. Sometimes there might be a video in here, you know, to watch a little short video. But you'll normally always have help me solve this, which if you click it, it'll give you some hints and work you through working this exact problem. And then it'll bring up a different but similar problem for you to work for your homework credit. Or if you really want to work this one, you can do view an example. It'll bring up a similar problem and help you work through it, give you some hints, maybe some definitions you might need to work the problem, and then bring you back to this problem to work for your homework credit. Textbook will take you to the section in the book so that you can read through you know, the text of where this problem came from. StatCrunch, I don't know why they've put that in here for you. Forget about that. Ask my instructor if you're really having an issue and you just cannot get the problem. This will send me an email. And use this if you're having a problem with a particular question instead of just writing me an email. Because what this will do, this will send me the actual problem you're working on, and it will bring up a text box for you to type me your question. Please also don't just hit this and send me a problem, right? Use the text box to indicate to me what your problem is with this, and then I'll see the exact question that you're working on and maybe be able to help you a little bit better there. Okay, so there's that. And sometimes, like I said, you can watch a short video on someone explaining how to work the problem, various things. But let's say, okay, we go in here and I'm going to say this answer is B and C, and I go down here to check my answer, and look, it's going to tell me, oh, that's not correct, and it's going to give me a little hint, in this case, a little explanation. Remember what this symbol means. So I say, okay, so I go back and I say, well, maybe it's this then, okay, and it's not correct, and it's going to give me 3 tries. Right? 3 tries. Notice on the 3rd try it says final check. And it says, sorry, it's not correct. And it tells you the correct answer. And then I have 2 choices. I have a similar question and a next question. If I go to next question, I'm like, I missed that one. I go to next question. Notice it put a little X right there. Okay? It counted. I missed that question. But what I should have done was chosen the similar question option. Similar question brings up, yes, a similar question. Notice it's the same question. The only thing is the numbers, in this case, letters are different. And I'll get 3 more tries to answer this problem. So I'm going to check that. And hopefully by this point, this is where I'm like, okay, obviously I do not understand what's going on. I can get some help. I can go back. I can study again. I can rewatch the video. But then I can come back. And let me actually read it. TVXY. So then I can enter my answer. Okay, TVXY. TVXY. Okay, do check answer, and woohoo! Yeah, I got it correct. And then my only option is next question because I've gotten this one correct. But notice what it did. Now that question is correct. Point being, if you're serious about learning this information, you should have a near 100 homework average because you can do these questions over and over. You can get help. You can stop, you can backtrack, you can come in again and do it when you feel more comfortable with the information. Okay, so I wanted you to know that. Also, after basically every chapter, down in chapter 11, there's 2, but mostly after every chapter, this mastery assignment will come up. Now, a mastery assignment is basically a quiz. Okay? You do not get the similar question answer. You get your 3 choices for each question, but if you miss it that 3rd time, then you cannot get a similar question. It counts it wrong. You also cannot go in and out of mastery assignments, so do not open them up until you've studied a little bit your chapter 1 information and are prepared to take a quiz. If you open it and you're like, oh, I'm not ready to do this, and you close it, it's going to give you an instant grade, and I cannot open that again for you. I cannot give you any help with that, right? These are quizzes that every student in Weatherford College's Math 1332 must take. So be careful with those. The other homeworks you can go in and out of, and work multiple times to improve your grade. Here's your due dates listed over here. Now, just because you missed the due date, maybe something happens, you do get behind a little bit, you can still go in and work this homework set after September 2nd, but you're going to get a 10% penalty. So if you haven't worked any of it, the highest grade you can make on it is a 90 instead of 100, but still a 90 is way better than a 0, right? So do go in and do all those homework assignments. If you had worked half of it, then it'll only give you a 10% penalty on those problems you worked past the due date. So instead of, taking 10 points off, it'll only take 5 points off. Okay. There's also your grade book is here, so you can check your grade book. It'll show you your grades. Here's the e-text. Like I said, if you choose to not purchase the hard copy, you've got the actual text right here. Oh, chapter contents. You can go from one chapter to the other. Multimedia library has some PowerPoint, some videos, some different tools in there to help you succeed. If you've watched my videos and you're still a little unclear, a little unsure, check and see if they've got a video or a PowerPoint on that topic that might help you. Okay, I think you're ready to work in your course now. Once again, you'll watch the video. That'll be your classroom part. And then you come over to MyLabsPlus and do the homework that matches the video you just watched. Let me know if you have any questions, and best of luck to you.